seated exercises for fibromyalgia. Another day, been busy, got the dogs on the sofa, so maybe if you're at home, which you more than likely will be doing these exercises, why would we do seated? So seated is really good when you're experiencing high pain, fatigue, or if you're very, very stiff. When is the best time to do it? The best time to do it is in the afternoon to avoid morning stiffness. How often should you do it? Around 2 to 4 times a week, just to keep yourself mobile and try and do some inner strength work. And what this does is, because you're sitting, you can reduce pressure on joints while building up your core stability, which is something that a lot of people obviously will suffer with poor stability due to not being able to exercise. Now I've got these 2 blocks here. If you can't be grounded on your feet, right down there, what I want you to do is to place something that brings yourself up into a good position. This gives you stability through the pelvis and allows the pelvis to sit on your chair nice and comfortably. Now I'm quite tall and I don't actually need the blocks, so that's not a problem for me because I feel grounded, my knees are bent and I'm upright. But if you're like having to tiptoe down, we need to, obviously that arches your back, and we need to make sure that you can get as much of your back against your chair. Preferably a high back chair, not a wheelchair, as in not a wheelchair, but a chair with wheels on it, which is best. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a little mobility first, and then we're going to do some strength work as well. So this will probably not take very long. So what I've said in the previous video is what you can do is you can build things up. You can do 30 seconds, then make it take it up to a minute, and maybe rotate with the exercises as well. So first one we're going to do is shoulders. So we'll literally lift the shoulders up, round, back and down. Now as you can see, I've got my training gear and I've got a tracksuit on. It's a little bit colder. As you warm up, you can then consider taking the tracksuit or your top off, but you may want to start just with something on just to keep you nice and warm. So we're doing shoulder rolls, easing through the shoulders. This warms up the muscles that come up by your neck and around the shoulders, ready for us to do the next one, which is to loosen up around the neck, which will get tight. So again, you can do that for about 30 seconds. You can rest your hands on your legs when you've done that, and literally now we're going to take the head from side, centre to side. Now this is not going to harm anything, but we are moving the muscles. Obviously the turning of the neck is contraction through the muscles. That's it. So we can do this one, we can do a nice happy smile. That's it, up and down. You have to excuse my one little Tibetan terrier, she's blind, so she bumps into everything as she's walking around. Take it down and up, that's it. And then bring your nose down to your chest and then lift it up. So you're doing a straight line. There we go, up and down. And then we imagine on our nose here, we've got a little pencil, we're going to draw a little circle around. Circle it one way, circle it the other way, doesn't matter which way you do it. So we imagine we're drawing a nice little circle on it. The next one, you still need to keep your shoulders relaxed. Take your ear down, come up. Now we've got a massive muscle here, sternocleidoid. This is what helps support your head, helps with rotation of your head. And often if it's very tight, which it will do, if you're not doing a lot of exercise, the muscles get very tight as well, it can create headaches in your temples. So let's just release through. Perfect. So now what we're going to do is do our wrists. So again, something we all use. So bring your hands together and just circle round. So we circle round one way, and we circle around the other way. So all the time I want you to gently push against the back of your chair. So what that does, engages a little bit through the core and means you're just working through it. That's it. And then we take it down. So now what I want you to do is I want you to take your arms out to the side, and then I want you to look and reach and turn the palm up on the one side, turn it back over, look and reach and turn it over. So we're using gravity, a bit of strength, but also we're rotating through the shoulder. Yeah, you can see it. And we're looking and getting that movement through. That's it. Perfect. And again, you can do this for 10 seconds, 20, 30, if you find it easier. All you need to do is get to follow me, and then you can stop the video, and then you can do the exercises in the time, then move on to the next thing. So the next one we're going to do is seated cat-cow. So what you do is you come forwards, place your hands on your thighs, tuck the tailbone under, roll up, and then come forwards again. So we're just tucking the chin in, lift the chest up and come back again. So do it again, come forwards. So what you're doing when you're here, you tuck your chin in, you sort of round your back a little bit so you can feel the shoulder blades. Then as you come up, you lift the chest, straighten the arms, and then come back to the chair. Down, forwards, lift. Well done. And let's do one more. Well done. And then to add a little bit more, bring your arms up and take them down. Lift them up. And again, you'll feel activation through the back. That's it. And it's just mobilising through the torso, an area that gets incredibly stiff. Now, as you'll know, when we were doing the lying down one, we did a little bit of leg work as well, didn't we? We are going to do a little bit in this one as well. Okay, so now we're going to do chest opener. So I want you to bring your arms up here and then open and close. So you're trying to push your arms against the back of the chair if you've got a high chair, or just take them further than the back of the arms. So again, push gently into your chair, just pulling in through the belly button. Think of your breath work, inhaling and exhaling. That's it. Inhaling and exhaling. Opening your chest. Perfect. Now let's take it we take it back. So bring your hands together and then try and take them back around the chair. Don't worry if you can't get there. We're just opening up through the chest. Another area here that gets very tight. Nice big breath work. Inhaling and exhaling. That's it. Just to get it. That's it. Perfect. So we've got one more to do to help mobilise us, which is our spinal twist. So we're going to start small with your thumbs and your hands together. Just turn, come back to centre and turn. So we're warming up. So with this, because the pelvis is in a locked position on the chair, we are just rotating through the torso. That's it. Rotate, bring it back. Rotate. Keeping those feet grounded. That's it. Well done. And we do one more. So why not then come into rotate. Lift the chest. Rotate, lift the chest. So again, this is really going to help. Increases that movement. And you basically put your hand by the chair, outside thigh, lift the chest up as you rotate. That's it. Perfect. So we're going to do 4 little strength exercises, and with these I want you to go 1, 2, 3, 4. As you build up, repeat them again, and as you build up, repeat them again. So what you do is you start by getting used to doing it. It's all about muscle memory. Start doing the workout, and then obviously you can build it up from 20, 30, 40, 50 seconds to a minute. Then you could do a minute, 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 repeat, minute, 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 yeah, 3 times. So then you've got a nice little 12-minute workout, but take your time building up to it. The first one is hip marches. So this is really good at strengthening through your hip flexors, and as you're lifting up and down, you can feel them working through the hips. So what we do is we gently push the back against the step again, lifting up, so that's engaging the core. Now this is a number of things. This does work the legs, does work the hip, but because we're lifting the leg, We're actually doing an abdominal crunch. So we're like doing this, but we're staying upright. So we're still working the abdominals. If you're not sure, you can always put your hand on your waist and you'll feel the contraction there. So you do this one. So remember, if you want to stop the video and then finish off your time, you can do that. That's the first one. The second one is a leg extension. So you lift your leg off the chair, extend it, bring it back down. Now you've got a couple of choices with this. You can lift the leg up, leave it there, extend, 1, yeah, 2, 3, and you're going to build up to go to about 12 to 15. Changing your leg, lift the other one up. You might find when you first start you can only do 2 before you have to change your leg. Build up with it, yeah? So what you're doing with this one, you can build up to a minute, or you can count up to 12 or 15 and then change leg, which probably will make around about a minute by the time you finish if you do them slow. So what we're doing here, so I'm going to show you, as you extend the leg, you're strengthening through the knee, you're causing contraction through the quads. So even when we were lifting here, we're doing a bit of quad work, yeah? But what we're doing was we're really helping the hip flexor. With this one, we're strengthening the knee and we're also strengthening the quads. Worst case scenario, if you cannot lift your leg off there, just do the leg extension and keep the leg on your chair. That's the word I'm trying to find. So you can do that, and then as you advance, lift up. So I've started with the hard one, but I've given you your option, which is to do the low one where your leg stays on your chair and you're just extending. That's it. And you're still getting the same gains, but it's harder the more you lift it up. Okay? So the next one is quite easy. It's seated calf raises. So even if you've got your blocks here, we're going to do the same thing, lift up and down. Now one of the things, so here, inhale, exhale, push your back into the chair a little bit, lift up. What does this do? This helps with strengthening around the ankles, so ankle mobility. This helps with venous return, so when you have deoxygenated blood, it needs to come back up through valves, like shunting it, so it goes up and then there's a little valve that opens that shuts. So if you're not moving, there can be a lot of pooling around the ankles. So this is a really good way of helping strengthen the calves, increase strength and mobility in your ankles, and help with return of like lymphatic flow, and also blood coming back up to stop pooling and things like that. And also it helps strengthen it. So it's a really good way of doing it. And I'm just lifting both my heels off the floor and getting that movement. If you feel a bit stiff to start with, there's nothing wrong with just turning your ankles around a little bit so you can do so. Perfect. And that's that. Yeah, so that one, again, easy to move up to a minute with that one. Obviously this one, you can do this one, you can do it standing as well. So it's something you can do if you think, oh no, I'll do the calf raises standing, you can. So the last one is a really easy one to do, but it's a fantastic way of working your core. Push back. Almost like the chair's going to scrape along the floor. So you can place your hands underneath your chair, on your thighs, inhale, exhale, push, and pull the belly button in at the same time, and then release. Inhale, exhale, push, squeeze, and release. Inhale, push, squeeze, and release. Well done. So if you do that one, you're working all around your core. So just 4 strength ones. Remember, we're starting. For some of us, you won't have done these exercises ever. Some of you, it'll be in a while since you've been able to exercise because you've been in so much pain. But remember, as I said earlier on when I did my introduction in the video there, it's really important that we do move these muscles, because these are the muscles that help us move our bones, our joints. And I know because of the nerve pathways, and with fibromyalgia you get a lot of pain if you move, but what you've got to do is try and move in between the pain. Yeah, so when you do get a really bad day, remember there's the lying down option. We've got the seated option when you're very fatigued, and then we're going to move on to the standing in a moment. So well done, guys. Welcome back, and now we are doing fibromyalgia exercises when we're standing. So I've moved and turned everything around because we are going to be using a wall as well today. So she says, looking at a picture, thinking, is that straight line? So obviously standing can really improve your mobility, and it can decrease pain, boost your daily function, and provided it's approached very slowly and obviously that you do it gently and consistently. So over an 8-week period you can see an improvement in your strength and your mobility and functionality doing these exercises. So obviously what we're looking at is when you start doing this, you start with about a 5 to a 10 minute session. So don't take too long with it, just do what you can. It must be low impact. Listen to your body and work on consistency over intensity. So what we're looking at with 8 weeks of moderate intensive training, improve muscle strength and reduce pain. So what we're looking at here is instead of doing high repetitions with light weights, you would be better off doing a lot less repetitions with slightly heavier weights, because then it doesn't put so much strain on your body. So instead of doing like a minute with light weights, you may just want to do 10 or 15 seconds with slightly heavier weights. We're not using weights today, we're just using body weights, but I'm just letting you know that's how we approach it if you've got fibromyalgia and things like that. The other one is hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. Just because you're not sweating and doing a lot of cardio, things like that, you still need to hydrate. Your body is made up of cells. Those cells have between 70 and 80% of water, and please, they love it. They love a little bit of water. So whatever you're doing in your day, make sure that you've always got a bottle of water nearby and you hydrate, 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 because one, some of you will be taking a lot of medication. Others, you might find that you're not thirsty, so then you can get dehydrated. Obviously that can cause other problems and it starts everything going wrong. So, you know, try and hydrate. If you don't like plain water, nothing wrong with a bit of squash, sparkling water, herbal teas, anything like that, fabulous. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to start with mobilization and warming up. Hence I have a wall. Not only do I have a wall because there's some exercises to do, but two, you might feel you still need a bit of support. So you might need a chair or you might need a wall so that you can feel supported when you're starting. Remember, it's not about doing it once and stopping doing it. This is about consistently doing it again and again. So if you're watching this video and thinking, right, I'm going to keep repeating it, you can miss this bit out. You can just wind forwards and get to where you want to do, and we can move on from there. So right, what we're going to do, we're going to start mobilizing through the shoulders, coming down all the way down to the toes, to your feet. Yeah, so this one is shoulder rolls again. So with big shoulder rolls, rolling around one way, rolling around the other way. Now if you want to, with a shoulder roll, there's nothing wrong with doing a big movement back where you can go round one way, go round the other way. So again, you know, like we said, just start, maybe only 8 movements one way. I'm too close to the door there, round, and then do it the other way. That's it. Perfect. We're going to do the wrist mobility. So first of all, palms clasped, bring up, reach, and come back. So palms up, turn, reach, and come back. So again, as you can see there, I've got just about enough space because I'm either side of the door. And then I want you to come up with your hands and then come down. That's it. Come down and up. So literally going up and then diving down, come up. So again, just doing nice gentle wrist mobility. There we go. Lovely, reaching up and down. Perfect. So what about moving and working the shoulder blades? So what we're going to do is put our hands out wide and then try and draw the shoulder blades in and out. I don't think I can show you particularly well, but I'm drawing my shoulder blades in and out. So your shoulder blades are here and here, and you're trying to squeeze your spine between your shoulder blades. So just do a few of those. As soon as you feel like, oh yeah, I've done a little bit, that's fine. Now we're going to do the chest. So put your hands together, squeeze the hands together, release. This contracts through your chest. There we go. When you were younger, you might have, there was a little poem you used to do in the school yard. You might have done, I must increase the bigger the better to fill up my sweater. Yeah, so this helps work your pectoral muscles by squeezing. Now remember again, you might feel a bit of it might be a bit uncomfortable there, but that's fine. Just get used to it. That's it. Excellent. So again, just do those. You can do 8 of them, 10 of them, 12 of them, just build up with it. Now what about hip circles? Now, hula hooping. Yeah? Taking it round, so we're moving down a little bit. Take it the other way. Getting ready for a little bit of rotation. Now we can do a number of things with rotation. You can do it nice and still, like we did in the chair one, like this. Or you can be a little bit more dynamic and rotate and just bring your arms round like so. So you might feel a bit stiff to start with, but just allow your arms to feel nice and relaxed, and then you'll be fine. That's it. Perfect. So with this next one, you might want to have a wall. I just want you to do a circle, so we're starting to warm up through the hip, and especially if you're feeling a little bit stiff. So like the seated exercises, you might find you prefer to do this in the afternoon when you are less stiff. Perfect. Just a few more of those. Remember, you can stop the video at any time, carry on doing a few more, and then move on to the next one. So your next one is a roll down. So I'm going to show you from the side. So literally with a straight spine, which is really good if you're osteoporosis as well, straight spine, come down, bend your knees, place your hands above your knees, and then tuck the tailbone under, which is fine, and you're stretching through those back muscles coming up. Now with breath work, we can inhale, exhale, come down. Always makes me close my eyes, this one. Bend your knees, tuck your tailbone under, and then come all the way back up again. Inhale, exhale, coming down. Excuse me, and tucking your tailbone coming up. So it's called a roll down, but what it does is you're coming up, you're tucking your tailbone under, and you're stretching through the lumbar region, and also all over your back as well. So the next one, we're just going to go for a knee lift. Now you can go for a knee with a rotation, or again just a knee lift, holding on to something if you want to. That's it. And then for your ankles, heel, toe, just to warm up through the ankles, and the same on the other side. So if you think about it, you know, we're doing we do about 8 different exercises, and if you just spend a little bit of time, 30 seconds to a minute on those, that will soon mobilize you. Moving to a very small strength work. So squats. So with squats, you can actually use, if you want to, I'll grab one here. You could start just squatting down onto your chair and up. Yeah, if that's what you want to do and you feel that you need a bit of support to start with. Or you take your legs out a little bit wider and you imagine you're sitting down on that chair and you're coming up. So there's a few things you need to think about when you're doing a squat. Pulling through your belly button. Come down. When you come down, you then push up through your heels and squeeze your bum on the way up. So we inhale and we exhale. So what if you started with 10 squats? Yeah, so you start with 10 squats and build it up. So in the end, what you want to do then is once you can do 10, you get a stopwatch and do 30 seconds. And then when you feel better doing that, you do a minute and then you're done. Well done. So let's do the next one, which is calf raises. So calf raises, most of us need support. You can use the wall, just come up and down. So when we were seated, we were doing it with less weight, but we were working with mobility and getting the movement of the blood and the lymphatic flow. With standing now, we're really working on strengthening through that ankle a lot more. And then as your balance gets better, you might find you can do it without holding onto the wall. So again, just start with 8, 10, 15, and then move it to 30 seconds, then to a minute. So side leg lift. So again, you will need a support, literally up. Now there's a way of doing it, not there, that way. When you do a side leg lift, imagine it's your heel getting up there, heel. You won't go far. Now a side leg lift activates your glute. So if you've got a lack of activation through your glutes, which can affect how you squat, how you kneel, how you walk, this will help to activate your glutes. So what it does, it activates the glute on this side, and this side it works on the stability of the leg, because obviously it's having to hold the weight, yeah? So again, not too many, just start with maybe 10. Because remember, if you've not done them before, your body's just going to go, what has just happened? And you might feel a little bit stiffer. It wouldn't necessarily cause a flare-up you doing the exercises, because muscle stiffness is just slightly different to the pain that you get when you've got fibromyalgia and you're in flare. So, but at the end of the day, that will be a good thing. If you get a little bit of DOMS, don't worry about it. It's perfectly normal when you're first starting to do it. So wall push-ups, I told you we'd be using the wall. So what you do with a wall push-up, lean back a little bit and bring your chest to the wall and press up. So obviously we're starting nice and simply forwards. As long as you can find a space somewhere in the house that's got a flat bit of wall. Surprising actually when you look, even though there's a lot of flat walls, there's not always a bit of space around them. So coming down and up. So we did our warm-up. And now we're using a little bit of strength to strengthen through the chest, which obviously is helping with your shoulder mobility as well. So we're going to do isometric shoulder extension. So this is all about helping strengthen through your shoulders. And again, very simply, nice and upright through the wall, and then push the back of your arms into the wall and then release. And push the back of the arms into the wall. And you'll feel your shoulder blades contracting. That's it. You keep your body as close to the wall as you can. That's it. And then while we're here, just a little one, which is a little extra one, when working on the shoulder mobility, is see if you can get your arm to touch the the wall behind you. There. And that again will help. So you're nice and warmed up through there. Now when you've done those exercises, obviously we did our mobilization and we also did some strength work. So what we need to do is consider maybe we need to stretch a few of those areas. Now one of them will be your upper body. So upper body, we grab hold of our hands, we reach forwards, drop your chin, then you hold for about 15 seconds. Take your hands around the back, do the same, that lifts the chest up. And you hold for about 15 seconds. Okay, you don't have to worry, then you take it over one way to stretch to the side, bring it back, over the other way, stretch the other way. That's it. And then just lightly, just mobilise round, and just to give yourself a little bit of a stretch, shake out your legs. Well done. And then what we always say at the end of class, give yourself a round of applause. Well done guys. Somewhere I put, oh there it is, my clicker. So I hope you've enjoyed these, and you can do all of them. You can start like do lying down, seated and standing, combination thereof of all of them, and you've got quite a nice little workout that you can do to start with depending on how you are, and then you can jump onto the video and just put it to where you feel it's the best place to be.